Welcome, welcome everybody to the next edition of the Stay on Course podcast. Today we have Mitch Abel, and he has retired in 2015 and started trading. What happened is he lost $150,000 in the first 6 months. And his partner Diana looked at him and said two words: keep going. 6 months later, he made it all back. And today, over 250 students have come through his program at Investment Current. This episode today, Mitch is going to walk us exactly how a complete beginner gets started in trading the right way, from opening your first account to building the plan that protects you from yourself. And if you've ever wanted to take control of your financial future but had no idea where to start, this is the recipe. Welcome, Mitch, to the Stay on Course podcast.
Thank you so much, Julie, for having me on your show today.
I am so excited, over the moon to hear about how to get started in investing. But before we get started, I've asked all of my guests, what is your favorite food?
Yeah, so last time we spoke, it was hot dogs and beans with a little sauerkraut and mustard. I also really enjoy a hot pastrami sandwich on rye with a little coleslaw, sometimes a little sauerkraut, and, from time to time, fries.
I love that. That's a good one. You
And
can't
a
go
half
wrong
sour
with it.
pickle. And a half sour pickle.
I,
Yeah, I also like pickled tomatoes.
they're
Pickled green
good.
tomatoes. Oh, they're the best.
They're so good. I had one a few weeks ago. It was delicious.
Nice.
Delicious,
Nice.
Mitch. I love it. I love it. So we're going to get right into trading, but you traded today, didn't you, Mitch?
I did not actually. I have students that come to my home from time to time, and instead of me trading, I'm actually watching them trade, and then we have a discussion about their individual trades. It's my way of holding their hands and mentoring them that goes beyond just taking the courses and the faculty office hours that we offer and what have you. It's actual real-time trading. And he's going to be here for the next week.
Wow.
So I don't trade because it becomes a little disruptive, but I am still calling out all the trades for, our students that are here. And then I capture those trades, put them on the chart, and then he and I, during the lulls of the day, which means the market's consolidating, we talk about his trades or her trades.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
So if you have a total new beginner, we're going to talk about the ingredients for success for starting in trading. So tell us a little bit, Mitch. Where do you want to start the conversation?
Yeah, so you need some money, obviously. You have to have somewhere between $2,000 and $10,000 to actually be a part of trading. The government just changed the rules for pattern day traders, meaning that you can do multiple trades so long as you have enough cash in your account on an intraday basis. And they changed the rule. They said, hey, if you have an IRA or any kind of set up account like a 401k and you're self-directing that account, you no longer need $25,000 in that account in order to become a trader. You can do pattern day trading throughout the day so long as you're not over the amount of money that you are working with.
So you could do the trade right in your 401k?
You can do the 401k so long as it's self-directed.
So you mean someone's not managing the account?
You're managing the account.
Oh, very interesting.
And a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA, and some people up in Canada have registered, what they call registered accounts, and they can work within those accounts and build those accounts.
So that means basically almost anybody can do this.
Basically anybody can do this. And the rule is never to bet any more or trade, use your money any more than 10% of your total portfolio. So if you're having, if you have $2,000, that means you're only trading or risking $200. If you have 5,000, you're only risking 500 on any one particular trade. You had 10,000, you're only risking $1,000 on any one particular trade, etc. So you never risk any more than 10% of your total portfolio. But in order to do that, you have to open up a brokerage account. You have to have a brokerage account. Brokerage accounts, there's all kinds out there. There's Thinkorswim, there's Schwab, there's Interactive Brokers, there's Fidelity, there's TradeStation. Any one of these, we are platform agnostic. We don't care what kind of platform you have or whose platform you're using, so long as you can trade options on that platform.
Okay. So how do you recommend after they have their account, what's next after that, Mitch?
So the next thing is really determine the type of account you want. Okay. You have to figure out, do you want a cash account or do you want a self-directed IRA, Roth, or some other kind of vehicle that you've been saving with? And if you're going to do that, a cash account only allows you to spend up to your cash limit on a per day basis. Also the Roth account and any other account. So let's say you have a 401k and it's worth $100,000. Well, going back to the 10% rule, you're only going to be able to allow yourself to trade $10,000 on any one particular trade. Right? And however that trade works out, whether you win or you lose, right, that goes toward the $100,000 that you have in the account. And up until you reach that $100,000, your brokerage firm will actually cut you off from trading for the rest of the day if you reach that $100,000 threshold.
Okay, so people are doing these trades inside of their 401k accounts and they don't really actually take it out, maybe because, and you're not getting charged then any sort of taxes until you take it out.
That's correct. So it's growing tax-free. And in a Roth IRA, well, it's tax-free until you actually withdraw the money. Mm-hmm. In a Roth IRA, it's tax-free forever. So you don't get charged when you take it out. So the next thing, once you have your account established, you really want to look for a good options education, trading education. It's very, very important. Whether you're working with myself or anybody else, you want to make sure that education is top notch. So you want to look for and invest in options trading education. And there's lots and lots of people out there doing that. Whether you work with myself or anybody else, you want to make sure that the education is top notch. And what do I mean by top notch? Well, I put together a learning management system because people learn different ways, right? Mm-hmm. Some learn by doing, some learn through watching, like a video. Some learn through reading. Some, there's or multiple of those, right? And so what we did was we put together a learning management system that has a video, written key takeaways from each module within that course, a quiz to go along with that course to make sure you understand what was going on, a homework to do, and over a 12-week period, once a week, and hours faculty office hours, so that you'll get to actually one-on-one choose and talk about subjects or points that you may or may not understand. And before you do any of that, it's really important to understand the language of the market. And so we put together the same kind of thing over a shorter period of time, a 6-week program just to teach you the language of the market in the same format that we have the other 3 courses.
Wow. Is it
Yeah,
complicated? Mitch, is it complicated?
not at all. Not at all. We have broken it down in such a way that we've turned this into a game. So we've turned it into something enjoyable to do, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not getting enjoyment out of what you're doing, you should quit anyway. You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't do this, right? It's really important that you work through anything that might be of concern. And there's lots of concerns while you're trading. A lot of emotions that come up that you've never felt before. Or maybe you have and now they're just reappearing.
Mm. Yeah. Well,
Yep.
because in one, I'm not saying it's like going to the casino, but in one breath, it can feel that way, right?
Well, I mean, a lot of people actually say, well, this is gambling.
Uh-huh.
No, let's call it for what it is. Sometimes they'll call it for gambling. But based on my experience, if you have the right education and the right tools to learn that education and deploy that education into your benefit, you're not gambling. It becomes a second nature to you
Mm.
that allows you to bring all of those learning experience and apply them immediately
Okay.
into trading. I have a live trading room that is open from 9:30 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Most trading rooms only have a chat box for you to communicate with the leader. And some of them don't allow you to interact with the other students. You're only interacting with the leader that is teaching you how to trade. The problem with that is that you don't get any interactive activity going between yourself and the leader. And sometimes he never gets or she never gets to your questions.
Mm.
And so what I've designed is a is 100% interactive trading room, meaning that you're not only interacting with me, but you're interacting with the other students as well. And everybody shares their trades, win or lose.
Oh.
And we track those trades and we often talk about those trades during that session. And that becomes a learning experience as well. Trading can be awfully lonely. If you're trading all by yourself, it's a lonely experience.
Mm.
And so, what we have tried to do is build a community to offset and remove that loneliness during the trading day.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you're getting started, are you telling people to start to jump in or and use real money? Like, how does that work?
Not at all. We want people to actually use what they call paper money or simulated trading.
Mm.
Now, a lot of people say, well, that's not real trading. Well, it isn't. But the lessons that you will learn about entries and exits and stop losses and targets and premium targets and all of that good stuff is invaluable. And that's the stuff that we want you to key in on while you're simulating trading and not risking any money whatsoever during the trading day. We really want you to become an expert and learn about the charts and learn about how to read those charts with expertise so that you can identify when you are trading on your own, because you're not always going to be with me or someone like me, a way of really learning about the landscape of trading and where the entries are, why the entries are there, why they may not be there, what a reversal is, what a breakout is, any of those types of trades. We want you to learn first in paper money so that you can be successful and implement all those lessons down the line as you transition to real money.
Wow. Yeah, so there is a pretty, I mean, as far as the learning curve, from the time you get started to the time you're trading with paper money to the actual time, like what is the startup time for somebody doing this?
Yeah, so you can immediately start working with paper money while you're trading. You can join my free room for 5 days and come in and start trading with paper money anytime you choose.
Mm.
The issue is don't transition to real money for at least 6 months. And don't transition to real money if you don't already have courses behind you that you've taken before, or until you have completed all of the courses that I offer.
Oh, this is
Right?
so interesting. I didn't know this, Mitch. This is interesting.
Oh yeah. I mean, we don't want you to fail. We want this to be a win for you. And the only way to win is to start off slowly. The other
Mm.
thing you really want to do during this educational period and for the rest of your life as a trader is read, 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 and read some more. You know, we've had lots of people come through the program. If you go to my website and look under the resources tab, you'll see hundreds of books there. And they're from beginners to experts. And I really recommend that you read those books and and listen to what we have to say and practice, practice, practice.
Mm.
Really important. And in the middle of that practice, you're going to start figuring out things.
Mm-hmm.
And as you figure those things out, we want you to write a plan. And a plan includes all of your rules of the game, your entry rules, your exit rules, your stop loss rules. And think about this as a living document, because as time goes on and you become more of an expert at trading, those rules will change and develop over time. Part of our program is to help you develop that plan, at least the initial plan. And it's a really good idea to keep a journal too. And the journal is all about your trading journey.
Ooh.
What did you feel? What did you think about? Why did you take that trade? What did you see on the chart? If I didn't take that trade, what did I lose? If I did take that trade, did I win? Did I lose? How do I feel about it? It's all about journaling. Now, a lot of women journal, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of men do not.
I'm looking
Just
for
to
my
be,
journal. I have my journal here somewhere. Yes.
yeah, yeah. A lot of women journal, a lot of men do not. I don't know the reasons for that. It could be, their moms didn't make it a priority for them. But journaling is a wonderful way of identifying who you are and what challenges you might have experienced during your life's journey, and be able to take that life's journey and look at those things that you're talking about and figure out, what do I need to change to accomplish X? And all of a sudden, it's in one place. It's in your journal. Now, there are tools out there, automated tools. Trader Sync comes to mind, that actually allows you to capture your trades, analyzes the trades for you, and allows you to do the journal on this platform. It's a wonderful platform. I've heard from many, many of my students how wonderful it is and how it helps them analyze their trades from day to day to day.
Okay, so it's a learning journey, and then there's a 6-month practice period, and then there's this whole journal exercise. It sounds almost like a spiritual experience you're having, Mitch.
Kind of meditation, right? It is. It is a spiritual journey because trading will bring out every emotion that you ever had and then some. And so you don't want to be alone going through that journey. You want a community that is like-minded, that's going to help you go through that journey and identify parts that are going to enhance your journey. And that's what we do at Investment Current. At least we try.
Yeah. So right now, let's talk about what they experience when they come to the live room, right? Let's say they've done the training, they've done the 6 month of practicing, they've got their journal. Now what's next, Rich?
Yeah. So you have to decide, well, the live trading room is before you actually even start taking any courses, right? Because we want you to see what's going on and whether or not this is something for you. So the next thing is after you've taken the course, after you've gone through the live trading room, taken the courses, decide it for yourself in the live trading room trial period, whether or not this is something you want to do and how you want to do it, and to build your own generational wealth. Now you want to decide what kind of trader you want to be. Do I want to be an intraday trader, which means trading options with the same day expiration contract? Or do I want to go out to a longer contract period, such as a few days, a week, a month, a year? We call that kind of trading swing trading. But it's the same technical analysis that you'll learn during the lessons that you're going to learn from me of the charts. It's just for a longer period of time. Then there's value investing. And value investing is actually doing a fundamental analysis, a lot of work. Let me tell you, it's a lot more work. A fundamental analysis of the company you're interested in investing in. That means 10 years of research on the company, means reading all of their annual reports, where they've come from, what they're doing, what kind of moat they have built around their business so that no one can compete easily against them. All of those things. And then you have to decide whether they're going to be here. If they've been here for 10 years, are they going to be here another 10 years? So in value investing, you don't want to buy a company for 10 minutes if they're not going to be here for another 10 years.
Wow.
And so you have to figure out, what do I want to do? What kind of trader do I want to be? Am I interested in immediate returns, or am I interested in long-term returns? And maybe I'm interested in both. Right? Take a portion of your money and invest it in stock, and take a portion of your money and trade it with options.
What do you guys do in the day program? What are you working on there?
In in our day trading, we're only working on trades of options, whether that be on SPX, the QQQs, the Dow Jones, what they call IWM, the NASDAQ, or the SPY, or NVIDIA, Microsoft, AMD, any other underlying. They all have options associated with them, and they all can be traded the exact same way that we trade in the room. Now, we focus in on the SPX 500, but there's many of my students that will trade the SPX 500, the SPY, the NASDAQ, the QQQs, what have you. NVIDIA, that sort of thing. So they all are the same thing. They all are using the exact same technical analysis that we teach them about reading charts. And it's all based on the same fundamentals of the trade analysis, not of stocks.
Mm-hmm.
So we're focused in on only trading options.
Well, Mitch, it sounds like there's a long journey to get started, but it's well worth the time. What do you tell people that are listening right now that are very interested in getting started? What is the next step, Mitch?
Yeah, the next step is to actually come into our free trading room and take a look and see whether or not this type of trading is for you. And the way to do that is by going to our website at investmentcurrent.com and looking for our icon that says join our free trading room for free.
Mm-hmm.
Clicking on that, filling out the information. It will ask you, just to be honest, it will ask you for a credit card, but you have 7 days to cancel that credit card without being billed.
Amazing. And what are some of the wins that your students have been having? Just tell us recently, what's the biggest win?
Yeah, so it's only the students that have been trading today. So they together made $4,500 today with a 40.63% return on capital today. We have students that make a couple of $1,000s a day, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, up to $100,000 a day. And we have students that have lost, $10, $1,500, $1,000, and that's just part of gamifying the options. But what we typically find is that students will make that money up if they've lost or make more the next day.
Yeah.
To increase what I call an MBA. Do you know what an MBA is, Julie?
A master's degree in business.
Yeah, a major bank account.
A major bank account.
Yeah. And we want to show people how to build your account before you start doing any really risky trades.
Risky.
Or using other strategies. We want to show you how to build that account. So what we're doing really is helping people initially build their accounts into an MBA, a major bank account, and then they're implementing many of the advanced strategies that you get to learn during the courses that I teach.
How long does it take for somebody from going from a beginner to somebody who is more advanced?
About a year.
Okay. So in about a year, you can start and become an advanced trader and start making money.
Yeah. So in the first 6 months, you're really keying in on your skill set. And you're learning all about trading, and you're not risking any money while doing that. The next 6 months is all about making money. So that's when you transition to real money, and you're doing typically 1 or 2 contracts per trade. And we look for one contract. We're typically looking for at least a $200, $220, $230, $240 win. You do that 3 times a day, and now you're at $660 a day earnings. You do that in 5 trades a day, and now you're at $1,000 of earnings. About 1,100 actually, right?
Yeah.
5 successful trades. I mean, how easy could that be? And normally what we see is students coming in from 9:30 in the morning till about 11:30, going away for lunch and coming back the last hour of the day from 3 to 4 to trade. And those are really those 2 times a day, 9:30 in the morning till 11:30 and from 3 to 4 are typically the very best times of the day to trade, because the rest of the day the brokers all off having their martini lunches, and the market's not moving, and it's typically just consolidating, and everybody's looking at their chart wanting to go to sleep. You know? And yeah, and so what we're really looking for is the volatility in the market that allows us to win and win quickly.
Yeah.
I had a student in our room today. She was in a trade for 34 seconds and made $280.
Wow.
34
That's so
seconds.
cool.
And that was the only trade she did all day today.
Okay. So for 3 hours a day is what you're really saying, right? Wait, 9:30, 10:30.
Yeah, 9:30 to 11:30 is 2 hours, and
Yep.
and 3 to 4,
Yeah.
3 hours a day.
So you could do this on a part-time basis and make a lot of money.
Absolutely can. And for those living on the West Coast, you can join us at 6:30 in the morning and finish by 8:30. Right? Come back during your lunchtime from 12 to 1. Right? For those that are in Mountain Time or Central Time, Mountain Time is 2 hours. So they're coming in at 7:30 in the morning, leaving by 9:30. And then back for lunch from their 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Okay. Central Time, they're coming in from 8:30 in the morning till about 10:30 in the morning. And then again from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And those that are like me on the East Coast are there from 9:30 to 4. And most of my students on the East Coast come in from 9:30 to 11:30, and then from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Yeah.
Wow.
And students come in and out all day long.
Nice, nice. Well, if you're looking for a part-time gig, here you are. You don't have to get hired. You just need to get started with Mitch.
Thank you, Julie.
Appreciate well, Mitch, that. Anything final that you want to tell people before we end for the podcast?
Well, the only thing that I could really tell people is whether you work with me or someone else, please be aware of, you need to figure out whether or not their training is as good and as confident as your trading, as your trading journey would allow you to become a successful trader. If not, come talk to us.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie.